See if they come. If they come. I hate when I have to start a new one because that's not. Well, I'm trying again. It looks like I'm frozen again. If you can see this live, please let me know in the chat. Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, not frozen anymore. Okay, good. All right. Hopefully everyone finds me. Tries again. I'm gonna keep going until. Okay, yay. Hello, hand waving. We're just gonna keep on going. That's all we can do. This right at this moment. I will be changing how the internet works here for next Sunday. Thank you, honey. Hi, Joanne. Welcome. Sorry, I froze everybody. I am back. Um, and yeah, we have to figure out a new thing for next week. Yes, I am trying. I will stick with it 3 times every time that happens. And if it doesn't work on the third time, then I will call it. But I have to keep trying because it's, you know, just sometimes it's glitchy and I'm going to have to either get an extender or set up my own account. I'd like to try the extender first. That would be a cheaper option. And then if I have to, I will set up my own account again. But yeah, it's frustrating. It's like a little aerial view of winter looking. He loves to ground and like lay on the cold, wet dirt and look at the creek and the butterflies. And it's kind of an aerial view I often see when we go on our walks. A little black and white cat element. Bronze would be nice back here too. Yeah, you're back. Joanne, thank you. I am feeling better. Yesterday was a little bit sketchy because we didn't know what the creek was doing, but it stopped raining and things started looking up. Um, Even during Helene, that creek didn't get that high. So we're not really sure what happened there, but we are very aware of it now. And the possibility is has given us all a little bit of a wake up. You think if you've been through floods, I've been through, well, that was my third, um, that it would be, would be more at the front of your mind, but I don't really tend to live that way. So it's like, oh yeah, I need to be more aware that that's a possibility. But when stuff that never happens, you just think, oh, it's not going to happen. Yeah, you're here again. Yeah. Hi, Andrea. Welcome. Yeah, it was a scary day. And I want to say that I'm really grateful for you all and the community feeling that I feel with y'all here. And it feels much bigger than myself. Like it feels like a really cool, creative little community. And I'm just really so thankful. I didn't know that this was possible, you know. So it feels really nice. And y'all make me feel encouraged and supported. And I just I want to do that for you. I want you guys to feel like you can create and in a safe space. I need to get these whiskers back. I always cut them off because I don't want the little tiny bit of paper there. I gotta remember to draw them back. Otherwise, it looks a little weird. Yeah, my plan, I think I've kind of dialed in my plan for these cards. Um, when they're all done, I'm going to scan them all. I might have said this before, but I'm going to scan them all without words on them. I am much more confident. Thank you. The creek is hmm, such good therapy for all of us, I think. Flowing water and the wildlife around it is, this isn't my property. Um, my husband and I want our own property in this area. Um, we like the location and the community here that we already have. They are good people. And so we want to get our own property. And the longer that we're here, we're not in a hurry or anything, but the longer that we're here, living with, living on our friend's property, it's like we really want a creek too. It'd be lovely to have a creek. So it's kind of like on the manifestation list. I want to draw it out and like put it up on a green board or something. I know that sounds kind of woo woo, but I'm into that. I think you can. I think it's a good thing to focus on. It helps me in my mental state through all this insanity that we all face every day. To think about living, first of all, being grateful for where I am, and then you know, dream about having our own spot like this. We almost had last year, but it fell through with some legalities that we didn't anticipate. So if it could happen once, it can happen again. I didn't put any little stripes on Butch. This guy has such a complex color scheme, not color scheme, pattern for his hair, his fur, and his little cool lines that he has. I still don't have them all figured out. Kind of has dots and stripes, and he kind of looks like a tiger, like on the back of his neck. I don't know if there's a picture in here, but he has five. I didn't really do it there, but he has five lines, very distinct lines that go up over his head. And then he has like this Egyptian line. I call it Egyptian makeup type line that I guess I hardly ever draw. Anyways, maybe I did it there. He has like these little upside down Y's over his eye, and then he has these like big Y's that come like off his eye. I don't know what you call those. Yeah, the creek has fish. We had a Airbnb guest from Wisconsin over the weekend. They left today to get back, but he fished the first night he was here right behind my home bus, and he caught a fish that was 6 inches long. I didn't think he was going to catch any fish. I've seen fish in there, and they're all very tiny. Um, and we don't fish the creek, but I kind of chuckled in my mind. I'm like, he's not going to catch anything, and then he did. But he released it. But um, there's crawfish in there, and turtles, and frogs, and water snakes. And then when we have a storm like that, there's tires and boots and old things from people's yards that come down the creek. It's, I mean, it's sad, but it's also like kind of interesting when you see a shoe floating down the creek that, was probably along the bank for some reason, and it got washed in. Yeah, I think that card's done. Well, did I finish last week's cards? I'm asking you all like so I don't even know if I remember what last week's cards were. Tire fish. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So that was last week's um little dotted winter, which was funny. Yeah. I think that's the only one I did last week. I don't know. But I'll start another one. Thanks, Joanne. I really I think, I've kind of committed to finishing the deck on the live streams. It makes it I feel a little bit more I do like a little bit of a routine. I like to be loose and free with my plans, but I do like a little bit of a routine. It helps me feel not so all over the place with everything. And so I've been thinking I might do my cat cards on the live streams until they're done. And then let's see, do something different with this one. And then go from there. But then the rest of the week, if I can get through this block, I feel like I'm on the other side of the block. Um, but I can actually like work on some other things too. So I can do more cat cards throughout the week, but if I at least know that I'm going to do it on Sunday, it makes me feel like, okay, I'm going to do that. I don't know if that makes sense. Oh, cool. This piece of paper has like some old handwriting from, well, it's not that far, I guess. It'll be 09 maybe, or 29. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, that looks like a really old picture, so I don't know what the date is. But this article is talking about 1835. I don't know. Anyways, I like that old writing. I'm wondering if I should put it in here. It's kind of cool. Um, I have, I think I shared them last week. This isn't on here. Wow. Way to go, Nat. Let's get it back on there. Um, I got some gouache to try, and I really want to like practice with that this week. And I also want to work on my comic, and I also want to. I bought some. I bought a lino cut. Um, is it up here? Yeah, I bought a lino cut to. I want to make like maybe four, or I don't know. I might use this whole thing, but probably not. Probably. Is there two in here? Yeah, I might cut one in smaller and make some cat stamps. But I also have like this fabric ink. So I want to make some, I want to print some designs on my shirts, on some shirts, make my own shirts, you know? Why was I doing that? Oh, yeah, I relocated it. Pardon my absent-mindedness. That fits better. I like that better. Yeah. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of different things I want to work on. And I want to do some other collages too. Never enough hours or mental. I think there's probably enough hours. There's not enough mental capacity. That's yeah, I need more mental capacity. I'm just gonna cut this part off. And then cut like that, like that, and go like that. I don't know if any the big screen like the TV at night, and we usually watch YouTube videos. Every now and then we watch something on a streaming service, but our friends here told us about this movie that had Sally Field in it. With the what's it called? Remarkably Bright Creatures, based off a book, the same title, I believe. And anyways, it's in Washington State, and they're based in Washington State, made up town, but based off a real town, I guess. And Allie might know about that. But it was really good. It was like a, I don't know, just had good vibes. And then I always love octopus. Octop. I like. I like. I'm fascinated by octopuses. Octopuses? Octopi? You know what I'm trying to say? They're so smart. I thought it would be really corny because of the octopus narrates a lot. Like you don't see it's like a real octopus. His mouth doesn't move or anything, but he does narrate. Like it's supposed to be him narrating. Oh, it was really good. Yeah, such a good movie. So yeah, that's the last movie we saw. We tend to not really. I need like happy, feel good things at night to sleep well. So we tend to watch comedy or like we watch a Tiny Living guy and a Cabin Builder guy and on YouTube and then comedies and stuff. Is it gonna go over that or is this gonna go over that? I think this is gonna go that. So I need to do that first. But yeah, I think it's on Netflix and it's long, so we took 2 nights to watch it, but it's probably not it's probably like a real movie length and we're just old and tired, so we have to watch it in two nights. It's funny. You say it out loud. I think the last movie I watched before that was um I don't know that this is true because it feels like I watched movies since then, but I don't remember it. But I want a movie I want to watch again is um I think it's The Electrical Life of Louis Wayne. And that's when I started drawing cats. He inspired me. That movie inspired me to draw cats. I'm like, I can draw cats and I'm gonna do it. That's when I started drawing cats. There's no looking back now. Cats forever. But yeah, I really I want to watch it again now that I'm drawing cats regularly. Um, that'd be fun. But yeah, the TV's not like on all the time or anything. It's just at night when we're trying to wind down a little bit and relax, you know. Hmm. Yeah, I didn't expect the ending either. And I usually, my brain, I can't stop it, but it usually like creates an ending like by itself. Like I don't really feel like I'm participating in the in this ending that's coming out of my head. But yeah, I didn't expect what happened either. I didn't cut this good. Did I? No, I did not. I'm always afraid I'm going to cut the cardboard, so I actually didn't have like a 16th of an inch there that I didn't cut. Oh, I really like that old writing. Seeing old writing like that just encourages me to keep doing my handwriting because one day that will be old writing. Not that people will find my old writing, but it might. They might. There's the option there of people finding my old writing. Maybe not in a newspaper though. Yes. Yeah, I don't there are, I don't go to movie theaters anymore. I don't know. That's just not my life. But I don't think a lot of people do that anymore. I don't know. But it seems like whenever I drive by a movie theater, it's not there's not nobody there. Um, hmm, interesting. I didn't put a white piece on this side. Um, yeah, there's so many movies on these services that are scary. They look so scary. I'm like, I can't watch that. And then there's some that look kind of interesting, but they have like this little thrillery. And I can't do thrillery either because I feel the whole thing, in my nervous system. I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna go this way, I think. No, I'm gonna go this way. I don't like that piece of paper. I keep tearing the paper like perfectly square. Where's all my whimsical tears? Mm, I'm gonna do that. I just saw my husband walking back from our little storage area with our Starlink. So he's thinking that we're going to be booting that back up. I am going to talk about the art retreat. The art retreat is still very much in the works. For those that you don't know, I kind of made mention of on a live stream one day how much I like hanging out with you guys, and it'd be cool to do like an art retreat or go on an art retreat. And everyone was like, that would be so fun. So I've been working with my friend here and another friend who's like organizes adventure trips because I'm not an event planner. Anyways, all that to say is I think a week from Tuesday, we're hoping to have all the details figured out and have a registration opening. So this week, I think we're trying to figure out the rest of the details. Um, but so far, I just know that it'll be here and it'll be um, the first weekend in November. And it will be all inclusive. There are 2 rental units here for camping in. And we also have tent sites. And we're going to have like we're gonna have tents available with like raised cots so people don't have to sleep on the ground, kind of like a glamping uh, option. But yeah, so I'll have more information coming up and I'll post that in the community tab and talk about it on my videos for those that are interested in coming to the Smoky Mountains during peak fall colors. That will be an option. I normally do what I just did, so it's interesting to see how that works. Let me go over a little bit so I can cut that black off. Oh, I got to catch up with the comments. Yeah. I know that, like, for some people, it's fun and entertaining, and I think that's cool, but for me, it's like, it goes into my head, and then it doesn't leave, and then I have, like, uh, you know, I'll be, like, going to bed, and then that movie, even if I watched it, like, 20 years ago or 30 years ago, like Arachnophobia, I was not really aware of myself and how my brain worked when I watched Arachnophobia back in the '80s, and that scenes from that movie are still very, vivid in my brain, and, I don't I don't really love that. Let's see. This card, this face, this position. Hmm, kinda like this one. I think I'll do that one. I like having options. It's cool to have cats, like, waiting in the wings there to go on a card, because then I can have options to pick from, you know? The retreat will be the first weekend in November, and it will probably be start Thursday and end Sunday. And we are going to provide um, rides from the airport. So we're going to suggest if you fly in, you go to Knoxville Airport, and we're going to pick you up and bring you here, which is an hour away. And then ideally, you won't need anything else. And everything will be taken care of for you while you're here, and it'll be relaxing and enjoyable and creative, and so many spots here to do plein air, or you know I'm going to work on some little things we can do together. It'll be small. I think really 10 people maybe at the most can be comfortable here right now, possibly 12, but I'm kind of going with 10 because I think that would be, if we that would be enough to be like everyone to be comfortable. And if it's smaller, I'm good with that too. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, I can. We were hoping, since it's so far out, that people can make arrangements if they need to. But even though it's so far out, we got to start doing the things now, so that because there's quite a bit of logistics to get in place. Pencil marks off here. Uh, the idea is that you would not be required to bring any camping gear of your own. No, we would have everything for you. So you're welcome to, if it's easy or you like to do that. I think Jerry was talking about bringing their stuff, which is totally, yeah, you can bring your stuff, but you don't have to. We will have everything for you here. And we're going to prepare meals, and, we'll have a registration form that talks about dietary oops, just tore his leg off. Um, we'll have the registration form. We'll talk about food and all that stuff on it. So we have our on-site, I call him a chef because everything he cooks is really good. Um, Rob, who is going to prepare all the meals. So possibly my husband, but my husband's going to be more of my helper. He's going to get the weekend off and be more of my helper than food. I always do this. I start gluing the cat before I'm done with the card. That's so funny. I do too. I wish it wasn't far away.
Oh, let's see here. Okay.
I think I'm going to glue this cat card down and then I'm going to call it. My husband has the day off, and so we're going to do some stuff around our home bus, and we're going to put the more lights in here and probably talk about the internet. I'm imagining since he's working on that now. Winter just saw him walk by and wants to go outside now. All right, buddy, just 1 second. Well, and if their art retreat goes well, we'll probably do another one. Oh, I love that. We we've kind of been living in a weird alternative way for several years, and this is like the first time that I feel like in a groove. When you move around a lot, it's hard to get into a groove or have a studio or a practice. So it feels really nice to be creating that. And also feels really funny to not be doing my routine of coloring the creek water without before I glue the cat down. I can do something like the same way for 10 or 15 times and then or 100 times even, and then like the 101st time I do it different. Can you guys relate to that? I thought I was in a routine of that. Oh, right. Also, I'd never painted this cat, which is funny. So I'll have to do that too. But I'm not going to do it on the stream. I'm going to glue this guy down and then hopefully. Yeah, I'll paint him after this dries better. Well, where'd my new cat card go that I just made? That's funny. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah. So we got some cat cards started and almost done. Almost did two. Oh, little guys. I think these are both butch. But okay. We moved into okay, so 2017, we went to our first tiny house festival. We drove about an hour and a half from our house in Florida to St. Augustine, and that's when we first saw schoolies, like converted school buses. And so um, in 2018, we were thinking in 2019 we're going to buy a bus, but in 2018, a bus came available and it fell through. But then after that fell through, we knew that we were wanting to get going on the build because we didn't know how long that would take. And so we ended up, let me take this off because it's probably making it so you can't hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? I moved the camera, so I want to make sure. Um, yeah, so in 2018, we bought a bus. We bought a bus in Virginia, and we spent 15 months building it out in Florida. And then at the end of 2019, we moved in. And then, the pandemic happened, and we decided not to travel very, very much or far. So, I think in August of 2020, we went up to Wisconsin in our bus. So we started kind of living in our bus. Well, we lived in our bus at the end of 2019, but we started traveling in our bus towards the end of 2020. And then we sold that bus in December of 2020. It was too big, and my husband didn't like driving it, and I followed him and he didn't want to do a tow, and we sold it and got a van, and we built out the van in 4 or 5 months. And then we went all over, a lot of places, not every place, but we went a lot of places. Um, and we sold that at the beginning of 2023. We found one in February of 2023 and we started building that out. And I think we spent 4 months building that out. So we kind of, that was our most budget build, but it's been our favorite bus so far. And so, but in 2023, we started winding down and not traveling so much. So we were staying with friends or in places that we could stay longer. So, like my husband camp hosted in Pisgah National Forest for a year. We stayed there for a year. And then our friends over here were like inviting us over here, and we're like, yeah, we'll come check it out. But we really didn't think we'd stay here this long. And we just fell in love with it. We fell in love with the area, and we still want to live tiny, but we want to have our own property to live tiny on and have a garden and kind of have off grid option. I don't want to be, I don't mind being connected, but I don't want to, if I get disconnected for some reason, I want to be able to still take care of our stuff. So we've been off grid, throughout those years, but right now, like we're plugged in. Winter's trying to figure out how to get over here because there's a window in the way, and that's new for him. That's funny to watch. But yeah, so it's been a bit of a journey. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna close out the live stream. Thank you all for coming today. Um, I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful week. We'll see you Friday on the video. Um, I'd love to see what y'all are doing. You can just post in the community tab. Hopefully you'll find that okay. And I have a little membership that I started here on YouTube that is growing. Thank you all that are joining. I'm doing some behind the scenes videos, and it's, I can't really post in the community tab. I can't post videos. And so I thought this would be a fun way to share more of my life that it doesn't come into the videos, for some reason or the other, just day to day stuff. Like last night we had friends over and I shared one of their songs that they did. And so, yeah, there's a little membership there if you're into it. It's within the YouTube framework. And yeah, other than that, I'll see you Friday at 9, and then next week for the live stream. And I'm going to schedule another Google Meet sometime for June. So keep an eye out for that. Uh, but yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Appreciate y'all. Keep creating, keep being kind to yourself, and take care.